Hello everyone, and welcome back to another Hearthstone deck spotlight. My name is Tommy Wave, and today we'll be taking a look at KiwiiNbacon's budget Spellstone Shaman. They put this list up pretty recently over on Hearthstone. It's been getting a lot of attention, and for good reason. I think definitely whenever I do a budget deck series, always get a lot of people asking, hey, can you make a control deck? Can you make a non-aggro or mid-range deck, something that's got some 6, 7, 8 mana, 11 mana spells in it? So I think this is probably one of the reasons this deck's getting a lot of attention, because it is a fantastic control-ish list, very controlling list. We've got volcanoes and lightning storms in here. And it does come in pretty cheap. This list that they've posted is about 2,500 dust, which for some people might be out of the price range. For other people, if they've already got some of these pieces, it might be bang on. But for that much dust, we could be getting, a mid-range hunter list or something like that. So regardless, let's take a look at the deck. So the main strategy of the list is to power up a lesser Sapphire Spellstone. So this summons a copy of a friendly minion. If we overload 3 mana, it upgrades to summon an additional copy, and then once again to summon 3 total copies. We're going to try and combine this with Snow Fury Giant, which gets cheaper the more crystals we overload. So if we fully upgrade this Spellstone, our Snow Fury Giants are at the very least costing at the most costing 5. So we're trying to make it cost a little bit less, slam this, make a bunch of copies, and present a huge amount of power that our opponent has to deal with. To go along with that, as I mentioned before, we've got Volcano, we've got Lightning Storm, lots of sweepers, lots of controlling elements. The Volcano combines quite well with the Acolyte of Pain in here. We've just got the one, be interested to get a second one in the list, but we'll see how we go. We've also got additional card draw in the form of Untitled Totem. And if we do face a lot of very aggressive decks that are going to try and go under our Volcanoes and Lightning Storms, we've got 2 Healing Rains and 2 Hot Spring Guardians to help keep us topped up. As far as Overload enablers go, because we do need some in order to perform our combo, we have Crushing Hand, card I haven't played with yet, but I'm keen to try it, especially against a lot of those inner Fire Priests or decks that are presenting big threats. Deals with Arthas extremely well. We've got one of Stormforged Axe to help us in the early game against a lot of those aggressive minion-based decks. Drukhari Defender is a fantastic role player here. It is going to gum up the board. It's going to overload for 3, which gives us a full upgrade onto our Spellstones. And it's also actually a great target to, in a pinch, copy with a Spellstone to, as we said, keep that game nice and slowed down. What else have we got in here? 2 Hexes as spot removal, particularly for minions to get big buffs, or things like Cube or Hadronox that we'd rather not have stick around. 1 of Fire Elemental and 1 of Stormwatcher in here, I imagine just to provide some versatile threats. But Kiwi did mention that there are plenty of cards you can add to this deck to beef up the power, including cards like Earth Elemental, Sandbinder, Farsight, these types of things. So I imagine these are kind of the cards that would get cut away early on to replace to buff up the deck. Anyway, that's the deck that we'll be playing, so let's jump into some games and see how we go. Okay. We are here up against another Shaman. So this is going to be tricky. I'm definitely not sure how we're going to go against even Shaman or even against Shutterwalk. Also not sure what we want to keep here. We might be able to get away with Mana Tide, particularly on the coin. Got a loot hoarder just in case we need to get on the board, and guess we'll keep the Spellstone early on so that we can hopefully assemble some kind of combo. Ooh, that's not a good draw.
We have turned our curse into our strength.
So it is the even Shaman. So, unfortunately, them getting the 1/1 makes this Mana Tide Totem a tad awkward, as whether they had the dog or the eel. they'd be able to kill the Mana Tide and develop a board. So maybe not the best keep there, but we're learning. Oof. I think we'll go with the defender. Especially if they bump in with the Direwolf Alpha. We'll put it at a good amount of health for us to Lightning Storm. If they have the Hex, then that's one less Hex that they have. Also doesn't allow them to progress their board.
Elements guide me. Job's done.
So, a little bit awkward here, but we do have the Healing Rain to top us back up. I think I'm going to go for the Lightning Storm here. $50-50 to kill the eel. Which we miss on. So he could be pretty dead here. Might have played this early game a bit too passively.
What to do?
Guess we have to Healing Rain this turn. Does feel bad. I was thinking Hex, like kill this, Hex this, but it means we are dead to so many things. Like we're dead to the second Argent Commander. Dead to any kind of burn, any kind of charge creature, a fire elemental. Dead to like a Fire Plume Phoenix, if they had that. And we've got the Hex, but our opponent just has the threats. Has the threats indeed.
That's incredible.
They have the second Flame Tongue. Oh my gosh. Ugh. Ugh, we are in a hole, friends. So we can trade here. We can Fire Elemental this, kill this, Crushing Hand this, play a Snow Fury Giant. Alright, so we're still dead to any charger. The second flame tongue off the top. Any burn.
Greetings, friend.
Oh, why you gotta do this to me? No! Oh. But they had that direwolf alpha last turn, right? Like it came from here. So they should have been able to kill us last turn with the flame tongue and the direwolf alpha. Damn it! That was pretty brutal. That was a good game though. Good game. Our opponent played really well. Alright, we'll be back with another. Okay. Against Priest. We'll just keep the loot hoarder. Unless this is Zoo Priest. Even then, I don't think we want our Lightning Storm. Stormforge actually axes pretty good against that list.
Is someone injured?
Ooh. Mind if I roll knee? If they want to trade their turn for a card, I think we're happy to oblige that. Ooh, the elixir. Does slightly complicate things. Now they're taking the card. See if they have a Circle of Healing. They don't. Circle of Healing would have been pretty good for them there.
Mind if I roll knee?
Elements guide me.
Alright, so we're in a bit of an interesting situation. Our opponent does have a bunch of cards on us. We do have a bit on the board and less in the hand, but we might be able to get away with like this Mana Tide Totem. We're definitely doing this. Maybe the Hungry Etten? Because we have the Lightning Storm and the Acolyte. Like, we might give them something we can bump our Acolyte into.
Hey, give me that!
I don't know if they'll rather commit anything onto this Acolyte of Pain. Ah, that's pretty strong. It's definitely a reason we should have attacked in. But Master Spell down.
Fancy lunch now, dinner. Elements guide me. Job done.
Mind if I roll need?
Oh no. The death rattle value.
Oh,
That's pretty good. I mean, the safe move is just to hex this. I think we like being safe.
Guide me.
Speak to me.
The other option was to try and like use the lightning storm to clear.
Let me change your mind.
Oh no. That's pretty bad.
Bring the pain.
Oh, this is a volcano. This Monetide totem is blocking us a little bit. 13, 14. Yeah.
What to do?
Takari killed this bastard.
There is little time.
Gonna need a series of pretty good draws here. Our opponent probably has the nuts in their hand. Question is, do they have the second silence? Let's see if they've got it.
I told you so.
So already a Master Spell down. Alright. Are we going off? We're trying to go off. How's a Snap Call? Is that the other Master Spell? They want it running a silence? No. Interesting choice for the elixir. Double Storm is pretty big. So we do have 3 damage storms.
I told you so.
We really need to rip one of these Snow Furies. Just any threat that we still have enough mana up to do something with. Well, guess we get to see if they have it, or if they want to try and kill this thing. Feels like we're going to die next turn to combo. Yeah, I think it feels like we're always in that position. Same as the last game, it just feels like we're half a turn behind. Or like we could be making better decisions to get ourselves into... Like we could be putting more forethought into our turns. Because we are hitting those situations where we're like overloaded, or we're forced to use overload cards to get to a situation, and then the next couple of turns just don't play out as well as we can. That'll maybe we need to be a bit more like risky, take some more risks, rely on our healing to get us topped up, and compete less in the early game, try and set up our late game. Interesting. We'll be back with another. Okay. Hunter.
Let the hunt begin for Doomhammer.
So a lot of different hunter lists around. I think if we expect like Odd Hunter, Drakari is going to be pretty good unless they like force them to have the Hunter's Mark. We might be able to get some more options with this Blazing Invocation as well. Ooh, combining Drakari and Ancestral Spirit is a tasty one. Okay, so probably more likely to be mid range or something. Sure. We can cube. Nice body on that boy. That big old cube boy. Just the raw crackling Razormaw.
I wonder.
I'm just going to totem here. It's pretty tempting to coin out one of these Drakari defenders. We have no follow-up on the turn after. Now feels a little bit better, because they have to commit something extra to the board in order to kill this. And if they don't, we can coin out this Ancestral Spirit.
To my side.
If they have a silence here, obviously it's pretty devastating. Ooh, eating a kill command, and the last charge off that Eagle Horn. Oh my gosh, nightmare situation for our opponent, especially when we get to follow up with this Lightning Storm and another Ancestral Spirit. We could have cubed there, I guess. That would have been pretty interesting. But if they show that they, don't have the silence, tracking, we can still lose a game to Rexxar, that's for sure. All right, let's get our Mana Tide Totem going on. Hopefully find some Spellstones Or some healing soon. It's both trackings. Okay. So we should probably look to try to play around Rexar if we can. Having a long hard think about that. Snaps off the +3 health.
I told ya so. Drakari kill trespassers.
So we got a nice healthy Drakari defender. Still got our mana tide on the board. Got a cube full of Drakari defenders.
I let the dogs out.
Strong move. See if they want to take out this mana tide. They do. Gives us a target to cube into with 6 power. The other option is 6, 12, 6, 11.
I wonder. I wonder.
Slightly awkward there. We would have ideally liked to have had a lightning storm, but things just didn't match up super well. Finally a secret. Maybe this is a Spellstone?
Drakari kill trespassers. Let the pain speak to me. Job done.
See if it is a Spellstone. Oh, could be fully upgraded now. We gotta find some healing soon. Yeesh. There's the wolves. Okay, so first thing we'll do is we'll attack this into one of these, so it's not freezing.
Bring the pain. The scourge will devour
Ooh,
all.
that's a pretty good one. Do get 2 draws off of our acolyte.
Mind if I roll need?
Job done.
There we go. Woo! So we probably, instead of playing the Loot Hoarder, we should have played the Stormforged Axe so that the Spellstone was fully turned on. We got there. Nice. So let's take a look at the deck. Had a couple of really interesting games there. So even though we did go 1 win, 2 losses, I think this is a really interesting deck. We never got to pull off the combo, but I think that you know, that last game, I think our opponent had saw the writing on the wall that we were going to pull off a big old Spellstone. Some things about this list that we can say. The Blazing Invocations felt alright. Think the only things that really felt kind of weak were like the Stormwatcher, the Fire Elemental, these kind of one-offs. I guess the Stormforged Axe did its job. We didn't exactly have too many Crushing Hand targets, so maybe we could kind of go down to 1 on the Crushing Hand, but I guess it does overload 3 as well. I think it's probably exactly like Kiwi said, that, you know, in order to improve the power level, we want to get cards like the Earth Elemental in there. This big ol' hunk of rocks. Want to get that card in there, because I think this Earth Elemental gives us a really good way to, like another good way to gum down the board in the mid game. Just like Drakari Defender, still overloads 3, so it helps us progress our Spellstone game plan. And also is another fantastic target to copy with the Spellstones or to put an Ancestral Spirit on. So I think this card is like a really kind of core piece to the deck that, unfortunately, because we play a budget version, we don't really have that option. But I think this really glues things together. And other than that, a card like Hagatha gives the deck another dimension, where we can turn from trying to be this combo deck into just valuing out our opponent, as seen similar to what Shutterwalk or even Shaman does when they like turn to Hagatha for those options. But yeah, that's the deck. If you are watching this video on YouTube, all the links are down in the description, including the link over to Kiwi's deck on Hearthstone. Give the deck a thumbs up if you like it, a +1, whatever it's called. I've also got the deck code in there, so you can just rip the deck straight into Hearthstone. All my links are down there as well, so if you want to chat with me, best place to do that is on Twitter at Tommy_wave. And yeah, until next time, hope everyone has a fantastic day, and be sure to stay wavy. Bye.